All right, Facebook Live, touchdown in Long Beach, California. I'm here with my boy Jay, documenting the journey. So, long trip. I was just amazed about all the news because I don't have a TV at home. I don't have a. Actually, I do have TVs, but I don't have cable. Actually, no, I have cable. I just don't plug it in because I'm addicted to TV.
It's only for UFC fights.
It's only for the UFC fights. Only for. Actually, I use it because here's the truth. I use cable. I connect the cable when my mother-in-law comes in, and she watches her novelas. That's the only time that we have the cable, when she watches her novelas. That's the price to pay when she babysits our kids. So, 4.5-hour trip. All the news. The only thing I heard was about Donald Trump. It's just fucking crazy and amazing to me that people are just buying into what the media wants you to do. I mean, it's just hypnotizing for you to just be in it. So I just, it was kind of like a drift of just watching channel after channel, just Trump this, Trump that, Trump this, Trump that. It's like, fuck, can't we just accept the fact that he's a president now and do our fucking work to get better, to raise better leaders, to become better, and for us to do the fucking work? Complaining is not gonna get you anywhere. Complaining is not gonna get you shit. I mean, I'm here in California attending the Entrepreneur Magazine conference. I'm excited about the next 4 years, the next 8 years. Shit, I'm excited that you guys are watching. I'm gonna shout a couple of you guys out. Stephanie, Joey, Malika, Christian, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for spending just this little bit of time, because without this gift of technology, we wouldn't be connected. Without this gift of being able to connect, we wouldn't be here. So the message for today is twofold. The message number one is, comment below if you know of a good restaurant that you know here in Long Beach that I must have dinner while I'm here. If you know of a great restaurant, comment below. Love to take some of your feedback. The second message is, like, what's gonna change in 2017 for you in your life? What's gonna change in 2017 for you in your life if you face your fears? If you face your fears, I'll tell you right now, because I had a conversation with a guy this morning that joined my program yesterday. And for you guys who know what my program is not cheap. My clients pay $25,000 to work with me, and I have a one-on-one coaching program where I guide men, entrepreneurs, that they pay me $100,000. So my programs are not cheap. I don't work with people who don't have the edge in business, because I feel like I just don't have it in me to pull people to that level. So I use leverage, and the leverage that I use is money. The leverage that I use is when people pay me a lot of money, I have leverage. If my program was $1,000, my program was $500, there's no leverage. People show up my program because they pay a lot of money. So this guy yesterday, he was in the call, he was all in, he wanted to change. He had 50 employees. He went through a bad situation. Of course, I'm not gonna shut him out, because that's what we do, is confidential. But here is a distinction that I found. He was willing to face his fears yesterday. He was all in, willing to face his fears, willing to go into the fire. He was like, Raul, I need this. I need to change. I have enough pain. It's costing me $500,000 every year not to show up, not to have the edge. I need to find and decode what my edge is. Because that's what I do. I help men decode their edge, so you could insert the code and you could have the edge consciously as opposed to having the edge unconsciously. So the guy yesterday was all in. Give me his credit card. Great. Put him into the fire. We had our first, every Monday, our group goes into a live webinar. Every Monday we have the edge call. We get real and fucking raw and what's going on, and I call people out, and And we had a list of all the guys who showed up, a list of all the guys who didn't show up, and I ripped apart about 4 or 5 guys who didn't show up the way that they said they were going to show up. So the call lasted about an hour and a half, and needless to say, this morning the guy texted me saying, fuck, I am not mentally ready to be part of your group. I am not mentally ready. I realize that this shit is real, that I can't fucking hide. And it just fucking hit me. I'm like, fuck. I just didn't realize that what we do will scare the shit out of fucking people that much. And what we do, like, you know, I'm looking at it from an insider, and him giving me insights from an outsider. It's like, man, this is intense. I realize I can't hide. I realized that I can't be around men who see right through me, and I'm not ready. I'm not mentally ready. So he went to his doctor, and he got a doctor's note so I could refund him. I said, brother, you don't have to send me a doctor's note, man. You don't have to tell me excuses. I'll refund you your money. I'd rather know now than 30 days, 60 days that you're not showing up. So I asked him to do a quick little exercise, which I'll share with you guys, the exercise, which will help you, because I truly feel that this man needed this breakthrough, because even though he wasn't meant to be in this group, even though this man wasn't ready to face his fears, I know that if he faces the truth, if he just vocalizes the truth, I realize that the story that he's telling himself, the program that he's telling himself, it will help him, and it will help a lot of you, because I saw myself in him when we're having this conversation. So every time I connect with a man, the reason I'm able to hold this space, because I am not talking to him directly. I believe that I'm talking to the previous version of me. The previous version of me. That's the reason that man trusts me, and they see like, fuck, how do you know my stories? Because I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the previous version of me. That's how I know how you fucking lie. That's how I know that you fucking lie, because I used to be a liar. I used to lie to myself. I used to lie to people. I used to lie to my employees. And the moment I started just telling the fucking truth and realizing, fuck, where am I in my life playing small? So I asked him to do this quick little exercise I share with you right now. And I said to breathe, take 3 deep breaths. 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. I asked him to close his eyes and put his hands in his stomach, because that's when we actually make these decisions, in your core, in your stomach. And I said, put your hands in your stomach and just say these words. I am a pussy and I am afraid. I am a pussy and I am afraid. And he said those words, and I honor him for saying that. And after he said that, says, you know, I don't feel that I am a pussy, and I don't feel like I'm afraid. Well, that's the fucking problem. That's the fucking problem, that we continue to lie to ourselves. We say we want something, then we act in a different way. We say we want the edge, but then we're afraid to go in with people that fucking love you. We say we want to go to the next level, but we're not willing to put the fucking work to pay the price of showing up. So if they said that, I said, put your hands in your heart and take 3 deep breaths. So go ahead and do that. And ask yourself, what the fuck am I gonna do about it? What the fuck am I gonna do about it? Because until you make a decision to do something about the pain that you're dealing with, you're not gonna want to change. You're not gonna want to face your fears. You're not going to want to pay the price. You're not going to want to be called out. You're not going to want to have leverage. So at the end of the day, ask yourself, where in your life are you being a pussy? And what the fuck are you gonna do about it? Because I asked myself the question every single fucking day. Every single day I ask myself the question, where in my life am I not being in integrity? Am I not showing up for my family, for my wife, for my clients, for my employees? Where in my life I'm acting like a fucking pussy. I'm not doing the work. So I will never ask any client of mine or anybody who asks me for help to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. And the reason that I have the confidence to ask people to pay a lot of money for my programs, a lot of fucking money to use the leverage, because I've done it. I've written $100,000 checks to coaches, to consultants to help me go to the next level. So I'm not asking you to do something that I haven't done. So at the end of the day, your life is just a reflection of your capacity. Your life is just a reflection of where you are right now in your mental capacity, in your emotional capacity, in your spiritual capacity. Because if you're not willing to show up for you, brother, if you're not willing to show up for your family, if you're not willing to show up for your clients, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save you. So I feel for him. I feel for him, and I wish that I could have a little more empathy or compassion. Part of me sees myself in him, and I realize that I was a pussy once and I was afraid to step out. But the other side is I have no fucking patience. And that's the honest truth. I have no fucking patience dealing with men who are not doing the fucking work. Because until he realizes that life is not a fucking game. You are not promised tomorrow. The problem that we have is that we think as businessmen, tomorrow is guaranteed, or tomorrow is gonna come. So tomorrow, I'll tell my wife that I love her. Tomorrow, I'll tell my kids that I love them. Tomorrow, I'll tell my clients this. Tomorrow, and we live on the tomorrow, and we live on the past, on the success that we've had before. And that's the problem. We're not promised tomorrow. This morning, I left my house. I made love to my wife. I told my kids I love them. I made sure that if today was my last day, I have no regrets. No regrets. Because every day I ask myself, where in my life am I being a fucking pussy and not showing up? So that's my little rant for today, guys. Hope that you enjoy it. Comment below if this makes sense to you or not. Learn it, live it, experience it. Love life.